Hi everyone, today we're going to continue talking about salsa and how to move your body in salsa. So I want you to try this exercise where you're just going to either interlace your fingers or just keep your arms straight like this so that your arms are kind of next to your chest. Now, I want you to try to move your body from side to side, but be careful that you're not just doing this with your arms, because that's shoulder movement, which is great, but that's a subject for another time. Today we're talking about moving our rib cage. So I want you to sort of glue your hands to your rib cage, to your chest, and try to sort of poke somebody with your elbow, somebody who's standing next to you and you're trying to get their attention. Pretend there's an imaginary person there who's not going to get too upset with you if you poke them with your elbow. So just try this a few times. Go one way and then the other way and see how far you can go. Make sure that you're not going down like this. It's just on the level of your shoulder, exactly where your elbow is when you're standing straight. That's where it should be when you're leaning over to the side. And it's okay if you can only go this much. You don't have to go all the way, or if you can't go all the way, you can just do side to side a few times until your arms get tired. Shake them out, try it again. Now the next one we're going to try is just rolling our shoulders, because we can do a lot of this rolling motion in salsa just for styling sometimes. For example, if we're dancing, if you're dancing your salsa on one or on two, doesn't make a difference. You don't always have to do this, but once in a while you can put this in for emphasis, for styling. So I want you to try this. Make sure you can see my shoulders. I want you to roll both your shoulders forward for 4 and then back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to do the same thing but alternating. So I'm going to roll my right shoulder back and then my left shoulder back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and now I'm going to switch. So my left's going to come forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you're doing this exercise, also make sure that it's not just your elbows doing this. It's actually your shoulder that comes forward. So if you want, you can have your hands on your hips and try doing this with your hands on your hips, which might be less comfortable. Maybe you'll have a little bit less of a range of motion, but at least you will be sure that you're not doing this, just flapping your arms around. So try this one more time, alternating and alternating back. And this motion you can also try when you're doing your shines. It doesn't have to be your basic. For example, if you're doing your chord walks, where you cross, 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 you might want to not only do opposite arm, opposite foot, like we normally talk about, but you can also add your shoulders if you like. Now we're actually going to try the chord walks that I mentioned before. So I'm going to start it on my right foot. Doesn't really matter for this purpose, because this is an exercise. So if you dance on one style or on two style, you can still try this, and it really makes no difference which foot you start with. I happen to be starting with my right foot. So I'm going to go across and bring my my right foot in front and my left hand in front, and then I'm going to switch, switch. Here I'm going to do sort of like a rock step, and then switch, 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 do a rock step back. So I will do 1, 3, 5, 7, and 1, 3, 5, 7. Chord walks, for those who don't know what chord walks are, it's shine. It's done on chord beats, which is 1, 3, 5, and 7 in salsa. So you don't really need to know anything else about this shine, just for this purpose, for the exercise. So what I want you to concentrate on is when you go forward on your right foot, your left arm's going to come in front. Now when you switch, your right arm's going to come in front. And then you continue switching and switching, and same thing back. My left foot goes back, my left hand stays forward because I'm going to twist, right? If I do opposite, then I'm turning. It's not anymore just a back walk. So when I'm going to, in the other direction, when I'm going back, I'm going to do same foot and same arm. So my left arm is in front, my left foot is back. Now my right goes back, my right arm comes forward. So notice that even though I'm moving back, my left foot is still in front and my right arm is in front. So if you're a little bit confused about which arm goes where, make sure it's always the opposite. So I'm moving back, my right foot is back, my right arm is in front, my left foot is in front. And I switch, switch. So what I want to get out of this exercise is not only marching with opposite foot, opposite arm, but also using your rib cage a little bit like we did in this exercise. So when I come in front, for example, this happens to be my left foot, my right arm is in front. I am reaching a little bit towards my left with my free elbow. So whatever arm is to the side, not the one that's moving and balancing you at the time, but the free one, I can also reach a little bit with my rib cage that way. And now I'm going to switch. So now my right is going to the side, and I am reaching a little bit to my right. And then I switch, and switch, and switch, switch, switch. And another thing to keep in mind in this video, in this exercise, is not turning your shoulders side to side. So I don't want to do my cord walks like this because that kills my body action. I want to keep my shoulders square to the front and twist my body to accommodate that, not go forward and let your body do whatever it naturally wants to do, or unnaturally, depending on who you ask. It's going to the front and twisting your whole body while keeping your head straight and your shoulders straight. So this is what you're doing. Now I want to do the same exercise just using this beat so that you can practice this with music, or if you just have a salsa beat that you have recorded somewhere, you can practice this. So I'm going to do this one first. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So all you have to do is use the same chord beats that we would for our chord walks. So 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. 1, 3, 5, 7. And the same thing for chord walks. Again,